Hi everyone, and welcome to Sweet Pea Sewing. I'm Caroline, and I'm really glad you joined me today. I've got a number of things to go through with you, and I hope you'll enjoy the content that I have for you today. First off, I'd just like to tell you what I'm wearing. This is the Monique Simple Tee from fabricstore.com. It is a free pattern, and I had entered it in the Sew Frugal 25 entry. And I didn't win, it was a random draw, but I had a great time making it up and discovering all of the different free patterns that are out there. There's an incredible amount. I really like it, it's very comfortable, very nice. This is a thrifted fabric. I think it might be a linen blend of some kind, but I'm really not sure. So what I'd like to talk to you, the first thing is fabric. I have got a bit of a pile here. Here you go. And some of it is new, purchased from Fabricland here in Western Canada. And some of it is thrifted bedding and thrifted material. So let's have a look. This first one, this is from Fabricland. And it is a beautiful knit, I think it's a linen knit blend. Anyway, I just love the bright colors for summer. And I'm not sure, I don't know what I'm going to make with it yet. I'm infamous for buying stuff just for my stash. The staff always asks, oh, what are you making? And I don't even try and make anything up anymore. I just say it's for my stash. I think a lot of us can relate to that. Yeah, so that's number one. Number two is this rayon blend. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, I can definitely see a beautiful dress in this. Usually when I buy fabric, I usually buy at least 3 meters so that I can make a dress out of it if I want, or a 2-piece set or something like that. I hope that 3 meters would be enough. It usually is. So yeah, that was I really am looking forward to making those two up this summer. This is, I don't know, nylon blend of some kind. Thrifted fabric. I found it at a local thrift store. There's quite a bit here. I think it's 2.5 meters or so. But it is a very pretty pattern, and I think lends itself well to a nice summer dress. So I was pretty happy to find that as well. And then on to the bedding. I usually will get top sheets or duvets that are in good condition. I plan on usually making a summer dress with them, or cotton pants or pajamas, or items for my grandkids, especially my granddaughter, some dresses. I thought this was a really pretty one. It doesn't look bed sheety, I didn't think. This is like a top sheet or something. But it just has a lovely, lovely pale blue with roses on top. So that one's got lots of options. This one's got quite the pattern on it, but it's still a lovely pattern, and I think would lend itself well to a dress, a summer dress. You definitely would want to make something where you can show all the pattern, but it's in lovely condition too. And I've already washed all of these and they've come up beautifully. And this last one, it just is a really pretty lilacs, just summer flowers. Isn't that pretty? Make a nice blouse, maybe a 2-piece set of pajamas, something like that. A robe maybe. It would really sew up well in that. Yeah, so those are my fabrics that I'm going to be adding to my stash for plans down the road. Plans. I have plans. I'm changing plans. Is everybody out there the same? You know, you make these plans up and then you're like, but I want to do that and I want to make that. Sometimes I think it's better to just do an item as you go, but I am trying to build a wardrobe. Since retiring, I really am trying to get a synchronized set of outfits that I can wear daily at home, or, you know, just casual outings, because I certainly rarely need to dress up now. It's hard. It's hard because I'm like a squirrel. Squirrel, I see that. Squirrel, I see that. I'm trying to come up with a plan and trying to not be so diverted by all the beautiful fabrics and patterns out there, but I don't know. I think I'm failing. Anyway, speaking of sewing plans, let's talk about sewing plans. So these next sewing plans are not for me. One of the goals that I have is to make a few outfits every month for family members. My daughter, my granddaughters, I'm lucky enough to have 3 granddaughters, and even my grandsons too. Though it's not, there's not a lot that you can make for grandsons as much, especially as they get older, but I've come up with some and I'll show you. So first of all, my daughter, her birthday is in June, and I said to her, I'd love to make you a dress, and she was totally on board with that. So after looking at a whole bunch of patterns, it's nerve-wracking sewing for somebody else. It really is. You know, if you sew for yourself and it doesn't work out, but if you're sewing for somebody and you know they're going to be wearing it to work or whatever, whew, it's all scary. Anyway, we came up with the Cashmerette Turner dress. This one here. And I think this will look gorgeous on her. And it's quite straightforward. I have made a few Cashmerette things and the instructions are outstanding. So I don't think there'll be anything here that is beyond my sewing ability. I've only been sewing for about 4 months, but I just don't seem to hesitate to jump in with both feet. It is rated beginner, so that's a good thing. You know, it doesn't look like there's buttons. It's knit, so there won't be any zippers, even though I've done all that. But I just feel for her, this will be a good one to start with. It was funny because I have these 2 fabrics. Look at this. So I went in and to Fabricland, my local Fabricland, and there was this beautiful dress made up, as you sometimes get in fabric stores, and you know, people will want to buy that fabric because of the beautiful dress. And this was a beautiful Berta dress. I couldn't tell you which one it was, but it was a really nice Berta dress. And actually the lady that made it was there, and I was chatting to her and she said, oh, it's really easy. And I'm like, but Berta. Anyway, I did buy the rayon that she had made it up in, which is this one right here. And then I happened to be in Fabricland, as I am quite often, in the bargain area. I saw this. I'm like, isn't that the same one? I think the rayon one I paid like, I don't know. I think it was like $28 originally on 50% off, something like that. So maybe $14 or $15 a meter. This one was $6 or $8 a meter. But I looked at it and it's polyester, but it's the exact same pattern. Isn't that interesting? It is the same pattern. I thought that was interesting. Anyway, I did buy some more, but for her, she'll be in the workplace, and even though they have air conditioning and that, I thought I'm going to make the rayon for her because she'll be a lot more comfortable, because I'll have a lot more opportunity to wear the polyester. So she is getting the rayon in the Cashmerette Turner dress, and I will, she said when I am done she will model it for my channel, so I'm really happy about that. So that is on my list, and that needs to be done by her birthday in early June. Now my oldest granddaughter, who was 12 going on, you know, 19 as they do, she was with me the other day when I was in Fabricland, and she kept looking at all the fabrics and commenting on how beautiful they are and that. And I finally said to her, would you like me to make you a dress? I don't like to offer it to people because I don't want them to feel pressured. especially as a new sewist, you know? I don't want them to feel like, oh man, I'm gonna have to wear Granny's outfit now. Anyway, she was thrilled, so I was thrilled. So we looked through the catalogs, the pattern catalogs, and some of the ones she was coming up with were a little spicy, more spicy than I think I like, but we settled on this one, McCalls 8507. And I was looking more at this view, but with the V-neck up a bit, which she wants me to make this view. She wants this view. And I don't know, maybe we'll be able to come somewhere in the middle and maybe make this view. Anyway, I need to make my daughter's first. But the fabric is Challie, cotton blends, gauze, and poplin. And I led her over to the poplin and I said, here, you pick one from here. And she picked this beautiful fabric. So I think that's going to look gorgeous in that. And yet to be determined. I would love to see this, but she wants this. So for the summer, you know, she wears lots of dresses. Why not? She certainly has got the figure for it too. So, all right. And then my two little granddaughters, my daughter's daughters, this granddaughter that I just talked about is my son's daughter, but my daughter's daughters, who are 8 and 5, I wanted to make something for them. And you know, they are busy kids, running around, doing baseball, all of this. They're busy at school. So they need something that's comfy, and usually that means knit. And so what I thought that I would make them is the Love Notions Maggie Peplum tops. And I've made a few Peplum tops myself and love them. And I think they're really cute. Probably this version here with the short sleeves, because it's getting warmer and warmer here in Western Canada. And I gave them a choice of a few fabrics. And they like this one, this pinky, dark pink, peachy, camo-y. Now, this does not have a lot of stretch. It does have some, but not a lot. But I think it'll work anyway. I think it'll work. So if not, I could always put a little button on the back or something, but I think it'll work. Make the neckband a bit bigger. So yeah, they are getting matching Maggie Peplum tops. Finally, my littlest grandson, he is 3, be 4 in August. Of course, I can't leave him out. So I gave him a selection of fabrics as well. I picked the patterns out for I thought that would be too much, and I wanted to make sure it was that I could make the patterns. I picked this up at a thrift store for 75 cents. This cute little pattern, and I'm just going to make the top and the pants. Now, he picked this one with this is a beautiful fleecy jersey, French jersey, something like that. It kind of looks pajama-y, but he can do what he wants with it. I think just the shirt alone would be fine. With the bottoms, I may make the bottoms out of a different fabric. Maybe a black. I'll try and find some. I think that would look better and not so pajama-y, but I think if I sew this up and maybe put a little bit of, see how you can add different, you can color block. That's probably a good idea, is to get some black knit jersey and color block sleeves. Get a soccer ball. I'm not planning on appliquing anything on there. I haven't done that yet, but it is a great pattern because obviously you can do whatever you want with it in knit. You can make pajamas, or you can make a little soccer outfit or whatever. So those are my plans for family members. Now, what else did I have to talk to you about? A couple of other things. I'm very curious if I've noticed a few YouTubers in the sewing community talk a lot about their colors and color analysis. And I've never really looked into it. My mom, I think my mom had it done back in the 80s or something. My mom she looked a lot like Elizabeth Taylor. Beautiful, beautiful woman, dark, dark hair. This blonde, I have no idea where it came from, or gray actually under this blonde. But anyways, I was blonde once. And she was a winter, and she really was a classic winter, the beautiful, beautiful porcelain skin and dark, dark hair and bright blue eyes. So I thought I was a winter. I just always have said I was a winter. Well, I looked into it a little bit, and there's this colorwise.me, and I'll link it in the description notes. And you just go in there and upload a picture of yourself, and it'll tell you based on your skin, hair, and eye color what you are. Oh, I'm not a winter. I'm not anywhere close to a winter. I am a soft, light summer. And here's my color palette. I'll put my color palette up. I don't know, I should have looked into this because winter is a high contrast. That's why my mom was a winter. So the dark hair, very fair skin. That's not me. I have way lower contrast, Two very similar hair color to skin and that. So it's kind of opened the doors for me, put it that way, of a whole different color palette, because I always looked at the winter. I thought I was gem colors, you know, the bright blue and the reds, and well, I would think actually red is one of my favorite colors, but I have I have a lot of red in my skin tone, a lot of red, so red, I wouldn't say red looks bad on me, but it brings out the red in my skin tones. So when I look at this soft light summer palette, beautiful, I love the colors. They struck a chord with me. So I'm going to start to explore that. Does that mean I'm going to buy more fabrics in all those colors? I will stop myself. I really have got to just deal with what I've got here and my thrifted fabric. Thrifted, you know, you got what you got. But actually, something like this probably would work very well. A lot of these colors are in that soft light summer palette. So I'm kind of excited about trying that, but I am going to try and stick to the fabrics that I have. Yeah, and then the only other thing that I really wanted to talk to you about was, what am I working on right now? So I have been working on 2 mock-ups, I'm going to call them, for Sew April Blouse 25. And they are from the Tunic Bible, and I'll put a picture of that up here. Tunic Bible, I've discovered, has very minimal instructions. It's been tough, very tough dealing with the plackets. I love the idea of having a basic blouse and then you can change it up like crazy, you know, depending on which colors you want and the contrast, and it gives you so many options. Like with blouses, with patterns, you get different arms or whatever, but you don't get the color options necessarily that a tunic can bring you with the placket difference and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to talk about them too much because I'm still working on them, but they are here. I hopefully they'll be wearable mock-ups. Collars are the bane of my existence when it comes to sewing. I am really challenged by collars, and these placket and collar together was a whole learning experience. It was great. It took me days. I've been working on these for the last couple of weeks, almost. I'm almost finished, and I'm going to do a much more in-depth video once I have finished them, and I'll post them on Instagram, and we'll see where it goes from there. My birthday is coming up at the end of April, and I thought, you know what? Making something for your birthday, I mean, how much better does it get than that? That's a great plan. So I'm going to make a dress. I'm working on it right now. It is the, I don't think I have the pattern here under all my, oh I do. Okay, I put a picture of it up here. But it's the Megan Nielsen Protea. And this is neat because it's a capsule wardrobe. And so basically I have made this blouse here, and actually it's right here. It was such a great item to sew up. I think I only had to unpick 1 or 2 times, whereas normally I have to unpick 5 or 6 times whenever I'm making anything. The only problem with it is it didn't end up a bit big. And so I made a size 16 in it. I have sized down to a 14 in the one I'm making right now. And I've done a bit of a test size on it, and it does fit better. So that is good. So what I am doing, so that it's not actually on here because it's a bit of a mix. I am doing the square neckline but in the dress here. And I hope to make it a little bit longer. Yeah, my legs are way too white right now, but probably shouldn't stop me. But they're so cute. And I love the flutter sleeve too. I do like that look. But yeah, this look a little bit longer, but with the square neckline. I do love the square neckline. If you watched any of my other videos, you'll know because I've done a few. Yeah, so those are my plans, and I hope to get that Protea dress done fairly quickly. So my birthday celebration is arriving. I wanted to, speaking of my birthday, my husband surprised me with the cutest little gift. He thought it up all on his own, and I just loved it. Here's a picture of it. He got me a sign for my door of my sewing room, Sweet Pea Sewing. How cute is that? Yeah, it was really cute. I loved it. So yeah, that's everything for today. It would be fabulous if you would like and comment and especially subscribe. Helps my channel grow. And something fell under there, but it seems to be okay. Yeah. So I'll see you next week, hopefully, with a few makes. We can talk about these blouses and my blouse video for Sew April blouse. Sew April blouse 25 is a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? See you soon. Bye-bye.